Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Pointless Top 10, a show where we make top 10 lists out of pointless things, where we fly by as pointless statue in Booty Bay, because inside pointless things are treasure. Let's begin. 10. Number 10 is the rare elite Devilsaur riding on the back of Epicus Maximus, and if you don't know, Epicus Maximus is an elite flying shark equipped with 2 rockets and a laser beam that is flying on the northwestern edge of Nazjatar above the big water walls. On top of him is Rock On, who is an elite Forsaken with the Arcanite Reaper, and he's just jamming out on the dinosaur's back. And Epicus Maximus and crew are also part of the Brawlers Guild back in the day. And I'm sure there's gonna be some people like, Crendor, how's this not higher up on the list? Well, I thought about putting him higher up, but I was like, a lot of the glory is going to Epicus Maximus here, right? Like, he is the shark, he's the named one, he's got all the weapons attached to him. And then the dinosaur also has some dude jamming out on top of him. So it's kind of like they're a trio. And so I was like, they're kind of only 1/3 dinosaur when you think of it that way. And I was like, I'm just going to put him at number 10. Plus, it's a cool way to open the video. So that's why the rare elite Devilsaur riding on Epicus Maximus is number 10. 9. Number 9 is Ol Stompy, and Ol Stompy is a Brutosaur eating from some trees on the shrouded shore in Voldoon, and it has the hungry debuff, but it can be fed using Snake on a Stick. And I'm not gonna lie, the reason Ol Stompy is on this list is because 1, I think the big Brutosaurs are pretty cool, and 2, it's named Ol Stompy. Like, you know, Ol Stompy, just stomping around. So I thought this would be a good point for some dinosaur facts. Number 1, the word dinosaur comes from the Greek language. Dinos mean terrible, while sauros means lizard. So it means terrible lizard. I actually did not know that until this video. And of course, there's gonna be some guy like, everybody knows the dinosaurs, right? Then the first scientific account about a dinosaur fossil wasn't published until 1677 in Europe. And the oldest dinosaur is the Eoraptor, and this omnivore was part of the sauropod family and lived approximately 230 million years ago in what is now known as Argentina. So there you go, some cool dinosaur facts, and Ol Stompy, and that's why Ol Stompy is number 9. 8. Number 8 are the pterodax, and specifically the frenzied pterodax, because there's a lot of pterodax in the game, but I like the Ungoro Crater frenzied pterodax the most. And I was reading Wowpedia about some pterodax facts, and dude, some of these pterodax facts are insane. I didn't even know these. So pterodax eggs are incubated underneath the fossils of their forebears, allowing the hatchlings to absorb their ancestors' ferocity and intelligence. Pterodaxes eat dire horns. Like, what? They eat dire horns? That's pretty crazy. The other crazy thing is that while pterodax are considered dinosaurs in World of Warcraft, the real-world pterosaurs that they're based off of are not actually dinosaurs. They were just closely related to them. But the frenzied pterodax, I just always remember running into them in the Ungoro Crater when I was questing, and I remember even in the recent revisit to Classic WoW, running into these guys while I was questing and being like, dude, it's the frenzied pterodax. And I don't know, when I think of Ungoro Crater, I actually think of these guys more than any other dinosaur there for some reason. So that's why the frenzied pterodax and other pterodax are number 8. 7. Number 7 are Kiba and Kuko, who are located at the Zul'Jan ruins in Nazmir. Kuko is a baby Saurolisk, and Kiba is a baby Brutosaur. And they are just chasing each other around. That's just the main thing they're doing. They are chasing each other around in circles. Specifically, Kiba is chasing Kuko around. And if I had to take a wild guess, I would say that these are the pets of Beastmaster Vieka, who is the stable master standing nearby. And there's actually a lot of other baby dinosaurs in World of Warcraft, but none of them are doing like a little thing where they're chasing each other around. And I always remember going here for a quest and seeing them, and I was like, look at them go. They're like chasing each other. That's pretty fun. So I just, for those reasons, kind of like weird nostalgic reasons, I decided to put them on the list instead of a lot of the other baby dinosaurs. But, you know, shout out to all the other baby dinosaurs in WoW as well. But maybe in the future, I'll do a pointless top 10 baby animals in WoW. Who knows? But that's why Kuko and Kiba are number 7. 6. Number 6 is Fellspine the Greater, and Fellspine can be found in Shadowmoon Valley, the old Shadowmoon Valley, not the Warlords of Draenor Shadowmoon Valley. And Fellspine is a gigantic Diametrodon, and Diametrodons are these finned reptiles that are located in Ungoro, Searing Gorge, Maradon, Zuldazar, and of course Shadowmoon Valley. And according to Wowpedia, archaeologists believe Crocolisk may be descended from the Dimetrodons of Ungoro Crater. But the reason I put Fellspine the Greater here is because he is gigantic. Like, he is a massive Diametrodon, and I legit didn't know he existed, partially because I never really did that much questing in Shadowmoon Valley, because usually I would hit max level and I'd be like, well, never coming back here, because I just I wasn't a big fan of Shadow Moon Valley, but that's the fun part, right? Like, you can come back here later and you don't have to do any crazy rep grinds or hit max level or anything. You just fly around and appreciate the art and the cool quests and everything and look for cool stuff. And that's how I found Felspine the Greater. Also, I didn't even mention that Felspine is part of this crazy quest where some gnome wants you to get his hide so he can eat the hide, and then someone else is like, don't let Gnomus get the hide. It's like, it's a really weird quest. So anyway, that's why Felspine the Greater is number 6. 5. Number 5 are the Ankylodons, and I guess these are specifically Zebahari Ankylodons, but they're all just, you know, pretty much the same, and I actually love these guys. They're just turtle-looking dinosaur creatures. They got these big spikes coming off of them, and I don't know why I didn't realize how cool these guys were back in the day, because I remember doing this quest where you have to help them fight off all these trolls that are trying to kill them. And I think there's like a Nessingwary quest where you got to kill them too. It's like, I just want to be their friend. I just want to be the Ankylodon friend. They're cool looking turtle dinosaurs, and I might just get one as a pet on my hunter, to be honest. Like, I like these guys quite a bit. So, I mean, there's nothing special about them. There's no named character Ankylodons. It's just, they're just cool looking dinosaur guys. And they just happen to be getting killed nonstop by either Nessingwary people or trolls. And it's like, dude, just let them live. Just let them walk around and eat grass or do whatever they're doing, right? Just come on. So that's why I put them higher up on the list, because I feel like they are an underappreciated dinosaur in World of Warcraft. And that's why the Ankylodons are number 5. 4. Number 4 is the Brutosaur that's being fed a big tree branch by these troll kids named Lexi and Team. And the reason this is so high up is because, number 1, I think it looks funny that they're feeding them this giant branch. And number 2 is this is a reference to Jurassic Park. And in the scene, they're sleeping in a tree, and then this Brachiosaurus starts eating these leaves in the tree they're sleeping in, and they're like, ah, get away! And then they're like, wait, hold on, it's a friendly dinosaur. And then they start feeding it branches and leaves from the tree. And then they're like, whoa, I want to pet him now. And then that's the scene. And then it ends up like sneezing on him at the end. So I don't think there's any sneezing references here, but this is a reference to that. And I do still think it's funny that this little troll kid is just picking up this giant tree branch like it's nothing. So that's why the Jurassic Park reference dinosaur is number 4. 3. Number 3 is Tyrantus, and Tyrantus is a giant devilsaur found wandering around in Ecodome Farfield in Netherstorm. And there's a few reasons I picked Tyrantus. Number 1 is Tyrantus is the only devilsaur in Outland, which is pretty cool. It shares its name with another devilsaur on Azeroth, which is Tyrantus, located in the Ungoro crater, specifically in the Slithering Scar. And that Tyrantus appears during the Ungoro Madness micro holiday. And it's also just weird to see a giant devilsaur in Netherstorm. It's just not something that you would expect. And for this video, if you couldn't tell, I've been trying to do a variety of dinosaurs. We have the Dimetrodons, the devilsaurs, the pterodactyls, like all these different types, the Brutosaurs, because I didn't realize how many dinosaurs are actually in World of Warcraft. Like, we probably could have subsections of dinosaurs, like pointless top 10 raptors, which maybe that will happen one day, but right now it's just dinosaurs. So that's why Tyrantus is number 3. 2. Number 2 is Janny the Trash Raptor. That's right, Janny is the Loa of scavengers, and Janny looks out for people that others might be throwing away or ignoring, such as the orphans and the poor. He can be found by interacting with the mysterious trash piles all over Zandalar. And Janny has many names, some of which are Patron of Scavengers, the Lord of Thieves, the God of Garbage, the Master of Minions, the Keeper of Secrets, the Ruler of Rubbish, the Master of all things discarded and unwanted, and the Loa of discarded things. And according to Wowpedia, Janny appears to be very protective of his children, as well as being quite the trickster, polymorphing those that hurt his children to humble them while laughing at their expense. And so I knew I had to put Janny on this list. I just didn't know where. And number 2 ended up being the spot because I was like, Janny was probably one of my favorite characters from Battle for Azeroth. It was just fun clicking on the trash piles and having this weird raptor be like, yeah, you idiot. And it's just, oh no, it was a fun time. So that's why Janny the Trash Raptor is number 2. Also, before we get to number 1, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Larry the Raptor, who is my leveling pet from my WoW leveling series over the decade that I've been doing it, as well as the Raptor plush that I always considered to be Larry the Raptor that I have one of in real life. So that's number 1.5. 1. And number 1 is, speaking of raptors, Subject 9 and Subject 4. And according to Wowpedia, Subject 9 is a sentient raptor attempting to engineer an escape from the secret lab in Azshara. Imported from the Barrens, she could be found as a hatchling at the KTC headquarters in Kazan, where she was made intelligent by Hobart Grapplehammer. She was bred with Subject 4 in order to create a unique race of cognitively superior raptors. She now plans to leave Azeroth with her children and colonize a new world. Meanwhile, Subject 4 is walking around and he has a hyper-accelerated suspension beam that he levitates people with and blasts them with arcane damage. But the best part of all this is Subject 9 actually succeeds in her plans and creates a rocket in which you help her light and she takes off for, I guess, space. So maybe she's in Outland or somewhere. I have no idea. I think Blizzard really does need to focus in and tell us the important lore of the game. Forget Anduin and all that stuff. Please just tell us where Subject 9 is. It's what we all need to know. And that's why they're number 1. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Pointless Top 10. If you want more Pointless Top 10 episodes, you can go check out Crocolus, since I mentioned them earlier in the video, or you can go check out Pointless Top 10 Top 10s. I made that last year, and everybody's always like, you should make a Pointless Top 10 Top 10. Well, I have, and you can go check it out. Also, consider supporting the channel over on patreon.com/Crendor, or by becoming a channel member. Okay? Okay. See ya.